Hey, what's up everyone? I'm still not 100%, but I'm like healthy enough to break down Vittoria's adventure. This is a little bit later than the last couple of adventure breakdowns which we did on the second day of the adventure in the evening, at least European time. This time it's the third day of the adventure, which also marks the last day of the adventure in the morning. We've done this a couple of times in the past. I'm very sorry I couldn't have gotten this out yesterday evening, but my health was just not there, basically. Hey Buck, hello. So let's not waste any time. I have a work day to get to, even though I'm sick. So let's break it down. This is, as always, where I am right now. Hey Sam, hello. We got 6 tokens to tackle this legendary encounter, which we haven't tried even yet. This was the same yesterday evening, but again, I couldn't stream yesterday evening. I was just not feeling it. Good morning. Well, no, it's 12 o'clock. It's the middle of the day. Hope you feel better soon. Thanks. Yeah, it's been going on for 2 weeks now, this flu. It's not letting go. It is something. The worst part is that you have this tickle feeling in the back of your throat, basically. And then you feel like you have to cough, and then the spit or whatever it is going to come out, and it's a trap. Yeah, here, I got this somewhere.
It's a trap!
Yeah. Because when you do it, absolutely nothing happens. You just cough your heart out. The day before yesterday, I was coughing for, I don't know, an hour, and my throat it just got worse and worse and worse, and there was absolutely no change for the better. I still have this tickling feeling, and like there's some fluid. It's terrible. I don't wish this on anybody. I hope you guys are all healthy and you're looking forward to Christmas or Hanukkah. And yeah, all right. Let's not waste any more time. Let's head into common encounter number 1. Let me just pause the music on this live stream, and then let's go to the pre-recorded content. We got 17 minutes of good content, I think. This is common encounter number 1. We can do whatever we want except take damage. So very regular thing that we see in the common encounters for this adventure. As always, we have to play Vittoria, and then after that we can do whatever we want. So as always, we try and play units that give us summons. You've heard this before. So we're playing both Vittoria together with Giggs, and then Queen Akeshru. Queen Akeshru is especially good against these guys because we're going up against the Rinchi family. The Rinchis have these annoying goblins that can block absolutely everything. So just hit them with Giggs, poison them, and then throw a bottle at their face. That helps. That's one way to get rid of them. Or magical damage. There's a lot of encounters where you absolutely need magical damage. Units like Queen Akeshru, because she also produces summons, or Areus. Yeah, or any other mage really. But mostly those that are like long range, that are not attacking at melee range, happen to be like the all-stars in this encounter. Speaking of all-stars, one of my favorite units, of course, Grandma Bones. I know not everybody has Grandma Bones. I do not think she's necessary, but it's just nice when you like take out some enemies and then all of a sudden you have like 3 more skeletons, or here another skeleton, just to give the enemies even more to attack. You can totally play this level without Grandma Bones, like put some darkness on the board, Runner Clue, Queen Akeshru, ba-bam. That's also an option. Hey, hello, Salvia, hello. Hey, Anakuti, hey, this is the first time you're here? And hello, Last Stand. Right, this takes us to common encounter number 3, which is the first encounter where we actually have to play like a little bit more specific. Let me just pause this for a second. So this time we have to play light units. It's very important that you get the movement right. You first have to put Queen Akeshru, no, Tanamu is her name, here in this position, and then you want to put the summons on the board. Otherwise, if you were to attack from here with Sir Matt, there's a very good chance that the horses spawn left and right of Sir Matt, because it's what they tend to do. So that's why I first moved Tanamu. That's kind of important. Get well, thanks. Howdy, hey, Hopus, hey. So we put Tanamu in position, then we put the summons on the board. This is not taking out the ricochet, is that the word? The thing that throws rocks at us. And after that, we can use magical damage, like I said, Areo's really good in this encounter. And then to top things off, we're using Vittoria with the bottle to the face once again. So now you have to get a little bit lucky, because once it happened to me that one of the horses was crit hit, and then it was immediately down, and I thought like, oh, this might not be the right strategy. If this happens to you, don't worry. Be happy? No. This just happens sometimes that the enemies also do crit. It's not just you that can crit, it can also happen to the enemies. But after that, if you can have a steady supply of summons, which in this case is Siard's job, he's an absolute all-star in this encounter. Snakes, snakes, snakes everywhere, means that the enemies are not dealing with your units, they are dealing with the snakes, and that's how you get the perfect score. Definitely one of the harder encounters. But like I liked it. I thought it was like challenging enough and at the same time like easy enough. It was a really good mix. Really good mix. Catapult is the word. Thank you. Thank you. I wish you fast recovery. Thank you, Rick. I hate this encounter. It wasn't easy. Yeah, I agree. Alright, so here we're going in with Vittoria, putting some summons on the board, and then we can play Silverwood. So whenever you can in these adventures, just play Silverwood. It's Kyle's favorite unit. I know Kyle hates me saying this. He probably like has a picture with Silverwood as a dartboard on the side of his wall, and then every time I'm saying play Silverwood, he's throwing a dart at it, and like we're at the point where the entire thing is covered with just pictures of Silverwood and darts in the face. Maybe Kyle actually has a dartboard on his wall, and there's actually a picture of me in the middle. I hope that's not the case. I'm very sorry that I love having this joke going, but for some reason Silverwood is always good in these adventures. He always does something. And I'm not going to stop making fun of this, okay? I'm sorry, Kyle. I love you, but some things I have to just get out of my system, and the fact that Silverwood is always good in these adventures is one of those things. Alright, here, we're going in with Vittoria. If you do not happen to have Grandma Bones, and you don't get skeletons that can immediately defend yourself here, you can also play this slightly differently, and just play gigs at the very front. That's also an option, then you have a couple of summons. I didn't do this because I was mostly afraid of the catapult, the word that I just learned. So that's why I went like at this a little bit differently, and then the active of Grandma Bones was dealing with the catapult. I honest to God forgot what we can play in this encounter. Looking at this, it looks like a free... Oh, no flying units. Okay, so you can bring whoever you want. Yeah, so it's relatively easy. I don't think you need Grandma Bones at all. It's just I like to play Grandma Bones whenever I can. Also, look at her. She's already Diamond rank 2. A unit that I'm just playing for her passive, and I'm still leveling her up. Hey, Unlucky Punk. Hey. Alright, this takes us to the last uncommon encounter. This time we have to play light units again. It's somewhat hard. This is my first attempt at this encounter, which I was very surprised to see when I actually like edited this video and prepared everything. I was like, what? I did this on the first try? Yes, I did. But I was somewhat lucky. So we are again using the Absolute Light All-Stars, which, in case you did not know, are Tanamo, because she's one of the really good light units that has an effect that actually does something. Then we're using Areos, because he's really good against those goblins, as we just saw. If we got a little bit more lucky, this guy wouldn't survive with 4 health, but be actually dead. And then the Summoners, when it comes to the light units, which are 1, Siard, and 2, Sir Matt. So now here's a problem. We just got hit. So it looks like we cannot get a perfect score anymore. However, there's a healing pad on this level, so you can still get there. So we're using Tanamo to wipe out all of the slingers. I think slingers are their names. They are throwing stuff at you. So they are taken out, and then we're moving Areos, the unit that has taken damage, slowly, or well, as fast as we can, but at the end of the day, let's be realistic, it is slowly, towards the healing pad. Then we're just moving our units in, and that's kind of it. So here we're hoping that Sir Flo is not using his active to dash in, because the main problem is then, after he has dashed into a good position, like this position for example, if he gets hit by a summon, he's doing damage to us, and also he's taking out our units. This didn't really happen, so that means we can now get Areos onto the healing pad. We can like basically flood the board on this side with units. Siard can actually attack. And then after that we're in, we're good. We can actually get this with the first attempt with a perfect score. So this was slightly lucky, but at the same time I was kind of proud of how I played this. Alright, this takes us to the rare encounters. Rare encounter number 1. We cannot play any ranged units, so that means we have to rely on units that can still create summons ideally. So that's Sir Matt, he's the absolute all-star in this adventure. And then also Ranaklu. This was again an encounter where I needed several attempts. The main reason was that sometimes the enemies crit and they kill your summons too quickly, and then you have to get lucky, not getting hit. So if we play it this way, we have 2 summons on the board, at the top. We have 2 summons at the board at the bottom. In my first attempt, both the summons were immediately taken out, and then I was in deep trouble. But on the second attempt, one of the summons survived. I cannot even tell you why it just happened this way. I think it had to do with Vittoria's attack on the 2 slingers, and I wasn't lucky the first time around. So now I'm moving all my units to the bottom, and I try and fail to keep my summons at the top. So we're taking out enemies. We're getting used to this, and then we're super lucky because the 2 attacks is what the enemies need to take out the last summon, and now we're good. We have like an numeric advantage over the enemy. We got 3 guys, they only got 2 guys, and Vittoria's effect or her passive rather, can immediately take out 2 guys at the same time. This didn't happen, but then with the other 2 attacks we took out the other guy. Alright. This takes us to rare encounter number 2. Hey, Mushroom Mafia, hello. I used Lucente to heal my units. Ah yeah, healing is an option, I guess. Yeah. This was also a very hard encounter. We can only play warriors, but we can play Silverroot. So this is immediately like not much of a problem because we can use Corrin. This is one of those level designs where you can even use Corrin and he's still good because his weird active cannot go in the wrong direction. It has to hit the enemies. And then after that, you get an attack in with Vittoria. It's really just like for dress up. And then it's Silverroot, and you win. Because Silverroot is the best unit in Adventures, obviously. Okay, rare encounter number 3. This is a hard one. This is probably the hardest encounter in this entire adventure. I tried this with Agna a couple of times. I did try this with Balmor before this successful attempt. In the end, I did get it right. So what you do is you take out these guys at the top, and then Balmor, he can actually heal with his passive, needs to throw the barrel towards the bottom. If you get lucky, they all 3 of these guys die. I don't know if there's some weird logic in there in the game that means that the further the barrel traverses, rolls, for those who do not speak advanced English like me, he does more damage. One time I had Balmor here from the high ground and he did not take them all out. There's a chance that the barrel just does like a random amount of damage. I honestly don't know. This unit is not good. I'm never going to play this again, only for adventures. Yeah, I said it. I'm sorry. There's no good red mage in this entire game. It's with the exception of Pilator, if he ever gets range increased to 2. Alright, anyway, by the way, this was confirmed by Kyle the other day on the Discord. He's going to have range 2. Woo! For his active. And then Pilator is going to be like a really good supporter, but not really good mage, because he doesn't have an attack. Anyway, back to this encounter. So, Balmor takes out these 3 guys. That is very important, otherwise you're never gonna get there. Okay, so after this, Balmor blocks like an absolute boss. I take everything back that I said about this unit 2 seconds ago. This unit is the absolute boss. He blocks and just makes sure that we do not take any damage. Then, Vittoria is getting an attack in, and now the correct move is to not do anything. Just move to the back and have the enemies, for whatever reason, they love to hit the fire spitter. I don't know why they did us this favor. I was feeling like this is a trap. So we actually hide in the back.
It's a trap!
Yeah, it's gonna be the name of the game today. And then for some reason this guy again hits the fire spitter. Keep in mind, you still have some options. If you move Balmor next to one of your units, he heals them if they are inebriated. So if your Vittoria took some damage, you can just move Balmor next to her. If Balmor took some damage, you can use the active of Vittoria, the bottle throw, to heal up Balmor. So those are your options here. I used these cheats in some of my previous attempts, and I still didn't get there. And in this attempt, I just got super lucky, and I never needed any of the healing that Balmor and Vittoria can provide. So I was super lucky in this run. I'm not sure if this can be done with Agna and without Balmor, or maybe with... what's his name? He's a rogue. He can hit somebody and then he hits the adjacent unit. What's his name? I'm sorry, I cannot make it up. His name is... I just need to scroll all the way down. Salvo. There's a chance that this can be done with Salvo, but I'm not super hopeful. I think Balmor is the best bet for this. Thank you, Monster Smash. I think that Balmor is the best option for this encounter. Definitely the hardest encounter if you're asking me. You had to get lucky and you had to find the right strategy and the right positioning, and the enemies had to attack the fire spitter for whatever reason they did. Like a lot of things had to come together, but at the end of the day, this is how we got there. Alright, what will we do without Silverroot in Adventure? Yeah, that's a good question. It's not like a Silver Root is required. It's just like half the time when you play Silver Root, it's like easy mode enabled. Often you can actually use other units instead of Silver Root, and they are also kind of good, but Silver Root just tends to be the best. Alright. Also, it's kind of normal that you don't get like a perfect score everywhere if you don't have certain units. This is like the way. Oh, Wingtip. Rob says Wingtip, for which... instead of Silver Root. Yeah, it's actually a really good idea. I guess on that one encounter where we used Silver Root, Wingtip would have been as good. Maybe even better. Good idea. Yeah, thanks. I didn't even think of Wingtip. Alright, rare encounter number 4. We have to play light units again. Jesus Christ, how many times do we have to play light units? We all know that light units are not very good. There's like 4 good light units, maybe 5. So here, we're attacking with Seared, which gives us a snake. That's the main reason why we're attacking with Seared. Then after Seared, we're going in because we need summons. It's the only reason we're doing this is we want summons. Yes, the summons are going to be dead in half a second, but we want summons. Okay, now we watch the summons get destroyed. I'm sorry, summons. And then after that, we now need to use Seared some more to give us more summons. Yeah, I know. It's a bit repetitive, but this is what it is. Yasmin is kind of good here because she buffs our other units. So all of a sudden, Seared can like one-shot these goblins. So we can have Zermatt at the top, at the front, because he can heal, but the summon is going to be gone very soon, so it makes sense to move him to the back. And now the enemies are hitting our units, for the most part the summons, but Vittoria took a hit. Keep in mind, you can heal, both with Vittoria's active, and also with Yasmin's. So now we're using Seared one more time. Seared is the absolute all-star in this encounter. We're taking out one enemy. We get 2 more summons between us and the enemy. So now we're in a really good position. The only problem now is we only have 2 more turns? 3 more turns. Okay, we got 3 more turns. So we need to look at the clock and make sure that we still like take them all out before the clock runs out. Because again, these guys can block all the time, left and right. And that's why we need to like hurry up a little bit. So here's Zermatt. In theory, he can just take out this guy. In theory. We're using the bottle to take out one of these guys, and then Seared goes into the corner, because his magical damage is one of the best ways to deal with these goblins. The question is, does Zermatt attack? The answer is, I believe not. So I think I'm just leaving him in the back. We're healing Vittoria, and then we just stay in the back. Yeah, we just wait for the enemies to come to us. So now we're lucky because the goblins are not, for once in their lives, in a shrub, because then they are really, really hard to beat, and we can just take them out. And that's how you got there. It really took a while to get this right. I think this was it was only my second attempt, but still. There's also some luck involved with this encounter, and if you do not happen to have Seared, you have to do a lot more with healing. I do believe that Lucente could be really good in this encounter, to be honest. Apologies. I do believe that Lucente could be really good to both heal your units and use his active to deal with all of these guys at the same time, or at least a couple of these guys. Alright. Sorry. This takes us to rare encounter number 5, where we can, I believe, play whatever we want. Oh no. We cannot play any ranged units, and we cannot play any bushkin units. So no Nixie, no Silver Root, meh, and no Gigs. Why am I playing Areus? Oh no, this is before I switch out my units. I'm like, what? Yeah, and you can fortunately play Nimrod. Nimrod creates a lot of darkness, and then you have Ranaklu. Ranaklu is really good because he just like makes short use of these goblins. They cannot do anything. Then we could use the active of both either Seared or Zermatt. I went with Zermatt because 2 horses is better than 1 snake. And then we look at the enemies, they are taking out most of our summons, and our summons are just sitting there. I still don't know what they were thinking. Why are you guys not moving? I guess they wanted to stay in darkness, which would be kinda good. Like, okay, that's a reason, but why? I'm still confused why none of my shades were moving. And then the question is, do we move in? The answer is no, because keep in mind that the passive of Gibbo and Gobbo can allow him to like strike through an enemy and then deal damage to the guy standing behind him. So that's why I didn't do it. And I just stayed in the back. Right, and that's kind of it. I'm still confused why my shades didn't move on the first turn. But at the end of the day, this was relatively easy doing it this way. Alright, Dorga, she goes in the middle for the huge spawn. Yeah, I always try to avoid playing Dorga. Yes, I'm playing Grandma Bones from time to time, and she's a legendary unit, but you can now unlock her in the campaign. I never try and play Dorga in these campaigns. So this encounter was also relatively hard. I tried this a million times, different approaches. In the end, with Seared again, try to go for snakes and whatnot. In the end, the best approach seemed to be Areus, because you just need a mage to deal with these annoying goblins. It's like the only way you can take the goblins out in time. So, we are now attacking with Vittoria, take out most of the gunslingers, or the slingers. Then Areus is making short use of 2 goblins, almost taking out the 3rd one. This guy is super damaged. This is really good. And then we want to go to the top with Sir Matt, because this guy at the top is going to attack a summon. This guy and this guy can attack summons if they move a little bit. Don't ask me why they prefer to attack Vittoria, at least one of these guys. Maybe because he's got high ground and he's in a shrub. So there's some reasons for that. But at the end of the day, we're still in a really good position now. So we can like corner him from every which direction. Since we got 2 horses, it's totally fair to go in with Sir Matt. And then Vittoria, I'm thinking, like, do I attack? Do I not attack? If I don't attack, he's going to the other shrub. He's still got high ground. He's going to attack me again. So let's just attack him. All right. And then after that, we're in a really good spot. So we can now drink up. This is important. You can only use the heal effect of the bottle when you can also connect with an enemy, as far as I know. So if you had moved Vittoria here, 1, 2, 3 spots, then it says, if you try to activate the active, no legal target. This is very confusing because obviously she herself is a legal target, but that's the way this effect was coded. It's a bit of a weird bug. If you're asking me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, the developers hate me already, so it's fine. I can say these things. So move Vittoria out so you can still connect with the goblin, and then you can use the active on herself. Okay? That's important. Otherwise, you cannot heal her. Just a quick note. And then after that, Areus just bam, goes to town, enemy down, and we get the perfect score. Alright, that's it for epic encounter number 2. And that takes us to epic encounter number 1. Sorry, that was 1. Now we're going to 2. This time we cannot deploy any night vision heroes, so no shenanigans with Queen Akeshru, with all of these enemies lining up nicely. So we're looking at the other units that can deal with enemies that are lining up nicely. One of them, obviously, is a unit that everybody forgets about, Lionette. I looked at this, she's got 213 damage is what she's doing, and then on top of that she's doing 43 damage for each tile traversed. So she hits the first guy for 280, roughly 280 damage to the first guy, 290 even. Unfortunately, this guy has more. He's got like 400 health together with the armor, so he cannot use Lionette. So I'm instead using Tanamo, and I'm not even trying to take out the goblin, because if he blocks, Tanamo is going into, like, she's not going to do anything. So instead, we're taking out all the slingers, then we're using horses to have some summons on the board, then we're using gigs to have a few more summons on the board, and then we're in a really good position, as you can see here. The level designer, Kyle, was very nice to us, because we have 2 more turns after this initial turn, which means we can try and, like, play this a little bit risky with gigs. I tried to take out this guy, but didn't really work. Would have been better, to be honest, to not move Vittoria up here, because I didn't even see this. She has to go first down, and then she can move towards the top. I thought we could just, like, bottle, knock out one guy, but it didn't work. In the end, it doesn't really matter, because Giggs can traverse the water, can just walk in front of the enemy, and then throw another Giggs bomb, and that takes out the enemy. Alright, that's it for the epic encounter number 2, which takes us to epic encounter number 3. This time we cannot play Tanamo or Corrin, because those are the 2, or Wingtip, I guess. So those are the really good flying units. But other than that, we can do whatever we want. We have like a really good firing position, because we are on the highest point in the entire map. And we can play ranged units, which is obviously really, really nice. So this is like a shooting range. So we start with Giggs, we get infinite skeletons. It's not necessary. Again, I know some of you guys are like, I don't have Grandma Bones. Yes, I know. It's fine. You don't need to have a Grandma Bones. And then we're using my Vera to try and take out this guy. And then after that, I wanted to go with the active of Queen Akeshru on the Tavarinci. But my Vera just goes completely ham, takes out everybody. And then we can get yet another Shade. And Shades are really, really good against these goblins. Because again, the goblins, they just don't die, especially if they are hiding in a shrub. This might have been a misplay to attack this goblin. Because if I do not attack him, he has to leave the shrub. And that would have been better. That would have been much, much better. And now we get lucky for once with a crit hit, but we still had the Grandma Bones on the side. Grandma Bones could have still walked 1, 2, 3 spots and also hit the goblin. So there were a couple of ways to take this guy out. Any other mage would have been good. But generally speaking, play mages in this encounter or in any encounter where these goblins are there. Alright. I think Arios would have been pretty good as well. Now Avis was the all-star here. Oh. I guess. Yeah. Yeah, you give all your guys even more range and they do even more damage. Yep. And she can also take out several guys at the same time with her active. Sounds like a really good plan. Yes. Didn't even think of Navis. I just went with all the ranged units in the world. And VITTORIA didn't really do anything in this encounter. But that seemed like a really good approach. Alright. So that concludes all the pre-recorded stuff. All of the encounters that we have seen so far. And that means we now have to tackle the legendary encounter. So let me just switch over to the live feed. We need to get this right. I know it's called Encounter 1. Okay, I guess there's only one, but still. Alright, so we have 6 attempts. Here's the sound. So let's give this a try. We can, I don't even know anything. We can play whatever we want as long as they are warriors. Okay, so Silverroot is really good. I'm gonna try and play Silverroot. Let's see if Silverroot is gonna be immediately winning the game again. We're going up against a Diamond Rank 2 Pari, one of the best units in the game, in PvP modes. She can block. And she can really do a decent job setting up kills for the other guys. And then we also have a couple more of these Goblin Slingers. They are not that dangerous. And the Goblin Warriors. They are somewhat dangerous. Because, again, they can block. But they are only gold rank 1. So there's a very good chance that we can do a lot of damage. Okay, also, since we can play Warriors, that means we can play Arceus, we can play Sir Matt. So we have some options. Okay, let's see what the map is like. Okay, we're spread out into absolutely nothingness. That's kind of bad. We would have a chance to deal with the guys at the top if we, for example... Yeah, we could use Sir Matt and then we get 2 summons and then the summons might be able to take out Pari immediately. That would be one option. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is a warrior. Ooh, that's kind of sweet. We could use Bullmon, pull Pari, and then we can get rid of Pari immediately. That might be interesting. Let's keep this in the back of our heads. Then we also have Corrin at this point. Corrin might actually be able to take out all of the guys on the left side with his active. His active is kind of powerful, kinda. Nobody knows how much damage this does. Every spot, like one tile he traverses, he deals 3 times the damage that is listed there. So he's doing like 600 damage or even 800. I don't know why they just say for every tile he traverses he's dealing 600 or 800 damage. I don't know, somebody came up with the idea to put spikes. I don't know, it's weird, I don't understand. It's the weirdest description in the entire game. Alright, then we can heal, which is always good. And then we definitely need some summons. So that means that Sir Matt is like a bit of a given here. Those seem to be the units that make sense here. Oh, also, I'm just seeing this. We can use VITTORIA here. That's probably much better. Because VITTORIA can just walk 3 up and then take out all 3 of these guys. That sounds like a really good plan. Alright, so we're starting with VITTORIA. Take out these guys. Bullmon is doing magical damage, which is really important against the Goblin Warriors. So the Warriors can get taken down this way. We have to make sure that Yasmin is not taking any damage because she's the only unit that we cannot heal. So we need to hide Yasmin behind Sir Matt. So that means we put our summons here, next to this guy. So on both sides we have a summon. So these warriors hopefully attack here. Corrin can actually take some damage because he can heal up again. If we get super lucky, we can just move Corrin up here, use the active, and he's going to take out the slingers and maybe deal some damage to Pari. I don't know if he's strong enough for that. He's going to get more powerful because he's going to turn the webs into ice tiles. So that's kind of good. So I think this seems alright. This seems like a decent approach. Generally speaking, I would love to play Silverroot here. But I don't see how we can avoid playing any of the other units because we probably need summons twice. So we want to play Yasmin. Alright, let's give this a try. So we're starting with VITTORIA. She just takes out these 3 guys. Okay, that works. And then we can either use Sir Matt here or here. Huh. Both are fine options. Let's see. Bullmon is almost strong enough, it seems, to one-shot one of these guys. Maybe try it? Okay, he just crits them away. Okay, that's great. And then let's see what Corrin can do. Look at this. He's now got 1500 attack. He's a warrior, and he seems to have color advantage over green units. I honestly don't even know. Oh yes, he does. So he might just be able to one-shot parry here, which would be great. If we just do a regular attack. We can also use the active of Corrin. I'm just gonna do a one-shot. Here we go. Alright, so now this looks very promising. We can put some summons on the board. Okay, they're not strong enough to take the enemies out, but that's okay. And then we can move our Yasmin behind Sir Matt, so he's doing more damage next turn. And we can heal him and also get more summons. Let's hope that the enemies are gonna deal with Corrin. Nope, they're dealing... Okay. That's kind of bad. So now we need to heal a couple of units. It's not great. We can just get rid of one of them. Oh, keep in mind there's a secret cheat in this game, and that is that Bullmon heals himself, if he has more health at the end of the fight. So we can just use the active of Bullmon. Oof, that's rough. Ah, man. Okay, so this didn't work. It wasn't the best idea, guys. Because the active of Bullmon would have been enough to give him more life than he had initially, and that would have meant that he's healing. So now we cannot heal Bullmon anymore except if we use the active of Yasmin. I think we might not be able to get there now. Yeah, this was a bad play. I should have just eaten somebody else that wasn't a shrub. I had too much hope in Bullmon. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bullmon. Okay, so now we're taking a bit more damage. Ah, this would have been great if he blocked twice. If Bullmon had eaten the unit, we would have done it on the first attempt. Now we can only do it on the second attempt. So close, and yet so far. Yeah, Vittoria could have healed herself. Okay, 497. Close enough. Close enough. Let's give this another try. Challenge of the day: don't use Bullmon. Why? He's good. Didn't you just see how much he did? Okay, there's also a chance that we can use Corrin and just use the active instead of doing what I did. Oh, and if I place Corrin here, these slingers cannot get past and hit Bullmon. Oof, that might be better actually. That might be better. Okay, let's see if we get lucky with Corrin's effect. I mean, we all know it's the best active effect in the game. Hey, whoever came up with this effect design, yeah. Honestly, shoot yourself in the face. Like twice on a Sunday and every other day. Like just do it once at least. Alright, let's try move a little bit down. Take out this guy. Okay, so far so good. And ideally, maybe we can go for this guy. If we go for this guy, there's a really good chance that the other slinger is gonna throw something at Yasmin. I hope they're not gonna do that. That would absolutely ruin my day. Okay. And Yasmin, I'm just hiding in the corner. Let's see. Don't hit Yasmin. Yeah, hit Corrin. Corrin is good. Good. Okay, we have another horse. And Corrin is still alive. So that's a win in my book. So we can turn the web against the enemy. Cool. Then we can get rid of the... this guy at the top is not going to do anything. Yeah, we can just ignore him. And this time we can actually give ourselves more horses. More horses is always good. So let's go here. Okay. More horses. Yeah, and now there's an enemy next to this guy. So we should be fine. We now only need to be careful that Corrin is healing up. Ooh, that might be close. Before our horses are dealing with this guy. So it might actually be the best solution to not even take out this guy, because we need more time for Corrin to heal. Or maybe it makes more sense to take out this guy. Corrin is at full health, and we're good. I think we're good. Everybody at full health, let's just double check. Corrin is at 3-5. Okay, he's full. He never took any damage. Okay, great job, Bullmon. Everybody else is at full health. Okay. Hey, let's just do it with Bullmon. Oh no, Vittoria actually. She can gain more XP. Okay, that's it. That is it. Alright. Second attempt. Not bad. Not bad. Seemed like straightforward enough. Alright. Mostly courtesy of a very powerful Corin, because he dealt with all the units at the top. This is the final chest. And that gives us the perfect score in the adventure. So, monster, I know you don't have full mode. Did you already tackle this level and get a perfect score? Konnichiwa, hey Tama, hello. Watashi wa oli desu is what I remember from my Japanese studies, which was a while ago. Let's think, is there another good warrior that we can play? Well, Akio, he can heal, okay. Bulmon was really good. And then I guess Silverwood. Man, this is really tough. Like, warriors, there's like, in terms of all of the classes, they're like, the fewest number of really good units are warriors. As you can see here, the entire first row is mages and 1 rogue. And then the second row is rogues, 2 warriors, okay. And then here's 2 more warriors if you count Yasmin, but she's like a support unit, she doesn't really do anything. It's just more mages and another rogue. And then finally we see a few more warriors, but still just 2. It's just, I don't know why, but like in this game, all the good units happen to be mages or rogues. Most of the good units. So it's really kind of hard. So if you do not happen to have Bulmon, the first question is, how do we deal with Pari? I mean, I can do it with Corin because my Corin is really powerful. If you do not happen to have a powerful Corin, I don't even see a single solution how to get there with, like, how to get with deal with Pari. Let's give this one more try. Without Bulmon. Okay, so I'm gonna try it with Corin because I still believe that Corin is like the way to go here. If we do not happen to have Corin, we might be able to play Akio and heal up with some summons. So that's an option. And then what? And then it's getting a lot harder as far as I'm concerned. Oof. I'm looking at this map and I'm like, I have nothing. Maybe we can use Silverwood, but who do you want to tag out here? Silverwood seems like a really good option. Okay, I think it makes more sense to focus with Vittoria on the middle, on the slingers in the shrubs, and then use Sir Matt on the left side. Yeah. Good Japanese. Thanks. Yeah, this is really hard. Okay, let's see. So we're again trying to take out Pari. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the key moves as far as I'm concerned. And then Akio can actually just deal with this guy, which is nice. And then we can try and deal with these guys. That would be nice if that works. Ah, we've crit hit, okay. If I'm hitting with Yasmin... No, it's not a good idea. So let's instead go for summons here. Because at least one of the summons is now in a shrub. So that's really good. And then Yasmin needs to hide, as always. Okay. We do not refresh yet, because we wait if we're taking damage. Oh wow, the guy in the shrub dies like nothing. Oh wow. Oof, that's rough. Okay, so Corin is still at full health, because Corin is a beast. We can continue to deal some damage here at the top. Corin, he's like, yeah, casually taking out guys left and right here. Boom, you're dead. He blocked, and he's still dead. Wow. This is a lot easier with Corin. So let's take out these 2 slingers here. And then let's refresh and give us summons again. Oh, why is the summon not blocked? Okay, well, the horse really could have spawned in a shrub as far as I'm aware. But that's okay. So now we can hit both of them with Vittoria. Boom! And then Corin is just continuing his rampage tour. Here, let's try and take somebody out without Corin. Okay, so it's possible without Bulmon, but you need a very powerful Corin as far as I can see. That was a pretty good attempt though. We're still at the active of Akio, so we still had an ace up our sleeve. Vittoria was really good. This is a really good designed level, in my opinion, because it really showcases what Vittoria can do. I think if you get a little bit more lucky than I just did, although I did get very lucky, you can crit both of the guys in the shrub with Vittoria on turn 1. And then it's even easier. because you don't have to put the horses on the weird spot, and like it's even easier then. All right, well that definitely works. Like, don't make me try and do this without Corin. I honestly don't see any approach. But we can, I don't know, we can give it one more try. There's hope. Yes, there is hope. So if we were to play the horses at the top, because we want to get rid of Pari right away. Wow, woof, this is rough. And then we're placing Silverwood in front of the enemy, because then the Silverwood gets hit and probably gets destroyed, but that's okay. And then we need Yasmin to heal him up afterwards, and Silverwood again. This could work, but this is definitely the worst approach that I've tried out of all the approaches so far. Okay, so let's try and go for 2 summons. Okay, that's good. What if we just attack? What is Pari gonna do? It doesn't really matter what Pari is gonna do, because even if she hits both Accio and Sir Matt, we can heal them both. So I think this is okay to just attack here with Accio. Hopefully I'm not gonna regret the statement in 2 seconds. And then I think we have to go here. Take out all 3 of these guys. Now we're moving Silverwood next to the enemies, so they hit Silverwood. And we're using the active, even though we're not taking anybody out. Yeah. And now we're hiding in the back with Yasmin and trying and heal. Oh yeah, Silverwood, you big baby. Why do you always die after 1 hit? Yeah, this doesn't seem to work at all. So we don't have any more summons that we can heal both Accio and Sir Matt with. And we cannot even move our units. Oh, come on. Yeah. Can we hit this guy? Yeah. Yeah, I don't see how we can do this. I guess if your Silverwood is way more powerful than mine, there's hope. But not much. Not a lot of hope. So now we can actually freely move. So we could move here. Oh, am I doing this? Okay, let's see. So she needs to heal herself. You need to heal him. Ah, this is not gonna work. Then we get a summon. Nah, not working. And then we can heal Accio. And then we can use the active of Accio. And if I had played this a little bit better, the summons, we could have had 2 summons. And then if the 2 summons... Yeah, I should have moved Sir Matt into this spot. And then Yasmin could have healed Sir Matt. We would have gotten 2 summons. They probably could have taken out the Slinger, and then Accio can heal, and then Accio can use the active, and the summons might be able to deal with the rest. But then there's still the question, why did Silverwood die immediately? Which is one of the questions of Rivengard. Why does this unit do not absolutely anything except stand in the back and use crows to fight for him? Alright, but I mean, that's one of the eternal mysteries of this game. Alright. If you have a powerful Corin and a powerful Bullmon, this seems relatively straightforward and easy enough. If you do not happen to have these units, I'm sorry, I don't really see how you can do this. There's probably some players who have a very highly leveled Bassi Klonkson. That's definitely an option. Because you can you repair Bassi? Oh yes, you can repair Bassi, because obviously Cinder is also a warrior. If you get super lucky, the enemies are going to focus on the cannon again, just like they did in the one rare encounter. So that would also be an option. You can place like a cannon next to one of the shrubs, and they can take out the enemies. Yeah, so there are some other options, but you definitely need highly leveled units. I mean, what else is new? This is the legendary encounter. It's not supposed to be easy, or at least not super easy. It is kind of easy if you have a very highly leveled Corin, as you could see. I think so. It's a really good showcase for Corin, and Bullmon is absolutely really good, because he can heal himself if you play it right. Okay, that's it. We cannot indulge for a whole lot longer. Eventually, oh Jesus, I have to play Hero Arena. Eventually, we are going to play Onslaught on the stream again. As you can tell, I'm slowly getting better. Slowly. We can play a quick match of Treasure Beach, maybe, if anybody's interested. So, to the beach. And we're doing maximizing our gold yield. Yeah. I mean, that sounds like a title almost. So let's quickly do this to finish today's stream. If you didn't read the description below the video, just leave a comment. Unfortunately, I believe while the live stream is underway, you cannot leave a comment. But just leave a comment below the video. Which was your favorite encounter? Can be the hardest encounter, can be the easiest encounter, can be the encounter that you enjoyed playing the most. We've had some very creative replies in the past where people said, like, I like the level design because there were, what was it? There were like cute little buckets of flowers in the corner, and that's why I like this level. Girls. But okay. So we're dealing with Treasure Beach with the level that we've been dealing with for a while now. You just move your units out. Don't step on the gold pile right away, because there's often a chance to get more than one looter next to the gold pile in a later turn, even though you only effectively have like 4 turns in this encounter. Alright. Now, you can place her here. Her name is Vittoria. We just played her adventure. This is like an extension of the adventure, really. You could take out the frog, but it often makes more sense to not do this right away. Then we're placing another looter next to gold piles. We're taking out the frog that is more remote. And now we can step on this gold pile. And if we step on this gold pile, we're actually dealing with, we're actually triggering 3 looter effects. Okay, then we can take out the frog. And we can just take out some of these chars. And that's kind of it. Block the spots where you do not want gold to end up. This is one of the spots where you do not want the gold pile to end up. So that's why Silverwood goes there. And now we can actually do this. We can just move a unit there, which is always a really good idea. Because you don't give up the movement of your looters. And then we can again go next to this enemy. And our looters are in place. So here, we're getting triple gold yield. We're getting triple gold yield again. Yeah, why not? And we can also waste the actives of our units, because the only actives that matter are the actives of Silverwood and Tim. So we can take out this guy with regular attack. And that's the turn. So now we have 2 more turns. Let's try and think how we can maximize this. I believe it makes the most sense to first walk to the right side. So let's go here with Vittoria, attack the chest, almost take out the guy. And we cannot get all the gold actually we can. We can move here and then move here. Yep. And now for the last turn, it really is a question, do we want to move Yasmin onto the spikes in the corner, or do we use Silverwood to step on the spikes? That's something we don't have to decide right away, so we just take out everything else. And now here's the last turn. And the golden rule here is, whenever you can place a looter in a strategic way that he actually triggers 2 looter activations, this is the way to go. So for Bassi, we can first pick up the gold that we have here by just stepping on it with Silverwood. He survives that because he's like powerful enough, just barely. Then we can move Bassi here. Free up a space. That means that Yasmin can now get between 2 steppables. And then we can also move Vittoria here. And now she's also triggering for 2 steppables. Both the gold pile she steps on and the gold pile that is next to her. That's kind of it. We can now take out this spot, because that's a really good spot for Tim. Tim can use his active. And then we can finally... Meh. Yeah, Silverwood's active cannot be used on a gold pile. It can only be used on anything else. Anything that can like be attacked. And I was under the impression that Tim's active would not be strong enough to take out the char or whatever it was. And I thought we could get there other way. Okay, there's nothing else we can do, so we just have to pass play, unfortunately. So we left out 1 gold pile. This was not played in the best way. But it still was a pretty good yield. We got 15,000 gold, and we more than doubled it with 33k. So that's pretty good. Okay, that's how you play Treasure Beach. And how you end up with a lot of gold. Although, it's a matter of time. Eventually, when your units are mostly maxed out, you are just gonna amass gold. Like, unless you're leveling like a madman, and you're constantly investing gold in leveling up more effects and more effects and more effects. Alright, that's it for today's stream. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Don't forget to leave a comment below the video. I am out because I have to start my workday, even though I'm sick. And I see you guys very soon. Hopefully over the weekend we can start tackling these new Onslaught encounters. I played this once and I had to lose because I didn't want to finish the encounter while we're not streaming, because I wanted to make sure that you guys can get something. I had, let me see. Where does it say? I had 59 units that I had to all see themselves just get destroyed by the enemies. This was not fun. This was not fun. It was also very hard to lose with 59 illegal units, to be honest. But I did it for you guys. So I've already almost mastered encounter number 1. But there was like one gunner from wave number 5 and one gunner from wave number 6, and they were the ones who took out all of my remaining units. Alright, we're eventually going to tackle this Onslaught probably this weekend when I'm hopefully feeling a little bit better. That's it for today. See you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.